welcome to this episode of Scale Is Needed. That didn't take very long at all. You probably just listened to our last episode, and you probably loved it because it was awesome. And if you didn't love it, then you're definitely going to love this one because it's nothing at all like any of the other episodes we've done.
What I like is that every episode is different. We use a different combination of words in different order for the whole time. Different sentences, different syntax, different subjects.
How many podcasts would we have to record for how many millennia to have two podcasts exactly the same every word?
Well, that's the thing. If you believe in the theory of the multiverse,
That's
that
already
right
happened.
now every possible iteration of this podcast is also being recorded at this moment. So it exists.
There's a universe in which I don't have a sick new pair of jeans on.
That's true.
Or
and
a
that's not a
universe.
universe I want to live in. I'm glad I
true.
live in this universe.
There's also a universe in which Cliff isn't on his second new pair of running shoes of the day.
All things we'll get to in time. So you're just so committed to that CrossFit life that you're like, I don't even wear jeans, man. I just am in joggers and athletic shorts just so I can, unknown and unknowable. I want to be prepared at a moment's notice to do Olympic lifting.
I would say that it's because I'm so into the CrossFit life, but the other side of it is that Lululemon makes very, very comfortable slacks, and that is all I've been wearing for a very long time.
Is slacks the right word?
I would say they're slacks. They look like slacks.
Can you do yoga in them?
Yeah.
They're not slacks.
Well, I could. They had four-way stretch. It's not my fault that they have four-way stretch.
Yeah.
So is Lululemon, is that just all yoga all day? That's all it's for, man?
No, actually, my very first real CrossFit pair of shorts were from Lululemon. They may have been a pair of yoga shorts that I recycled into lifting weights shorts.
Yes. Well, the thing is, when your GPP is as high as Armin's, you're just why negate that by putting denim on your lower half because that's going to limit your mobility.
I'm so fit.
Yes.
And have been for so long that literally anything I do could count as yoga.
That is true, actually. My thing is that maybe you finally cross that threshold where you're so fit and strong where you can finally wear denim because in the event that you had your fitness were brought to bear, you would just bust through them like Bruce Banner through his shirt as the Incredible Hulk.
And they would turn purple.
They would
from
turn
the strain.
purple. Yes, exactly.
The topic of this conversation, which we've been going on for several minutes and haven't fucking described the context, is I am wearing a brand new pair of jeans in the office today.
Armin got his first pair of big boy pants.
Yes. I went, Katie basically pulled me aside last week and said, it's time to be an adult, Armin.
I know, there's a whole adult getup. That shirt there looks somewhat like an adult shirt.
Here's the crazy thing. This shirt is 5 years old. I've owned this shirt for a very long time, just never ever wore it.
You've come full circle.
Also, this shirt, Lululemon, so fuck you guys.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
And these jeans, four-way stretch. I could squat in these. Check it out. Fuck you. Hold on.
Oh, yep.
There's a
Right,
chair behind
squatting.
me. Oh, yeah.
That
That's
is a
power
full
lifter
depth
squat.
powerlifter box squat.
Check this shit out. Hold on. Below parallel, motherfuckers.
Below parallel, getting it. Yeah,
Awesome.
I also only wear jeans with the four-way stretch because they do not make jeans with thighs that accommodate my quads.
Right.
That are not just giant fat person jeans. So it's like if you have
I wear giant fat person jeans. What I do.
But yeah, I think that so I remember when I discovered jeggings, it was a huge revelation to me because I'd more or less given up on jeans because basically the only option you have available to you if you have giant weightlifter thighs is to get fat person jeans. So they're loose around the waist and they're super loose around the ankle, and then they just sort of slump and fall off of you, kind of like a trash bag around leaves.
Right.
It just sort of all drapes down.
And you end up having that really weird, awkward thing where you have to constantly be pulling your pants up, even though you're really just not at that level.
Yeah.
Have neither of you heard of belts?
Belts don't factor. This is with belts. This is belts. But here's the thing.
Belts don't help if you don't have an ass with which to hold up a pair of pants.
That's never been a problem.
But here's the thing. But here's the thing. It's not so much about keeping them up. It's about the fact that you just basically from about mid thigh down, if you manage to find something you can fit in, you just have these big tubes of denim that hang down loosely, Jinko style.
Yes.
And I don't want that anymore. That's in the past. So So when I remember discovering the 4-way stretch thing, like, 'cause I had tried previously, it's like, I'm gonna get stylish jeans. You know, they'll buy them in my waist size. I know what my waist size is. I would take them. This literally happened to me once. I tried to put on a pair of stylish jeans. This is before I discovered stretch, and my calf got caught in the thigh part of the jean. My calf didn't make it to the calf area. So whoever was wearing, apparently according to them, that waist size and that needed to have a thigh that was more narrow than my calf, and I gave up on jeans at that moment.
The Bogart calves are impressive, by the way.
I have huge calves and a penis that is also big as well, proportional to my calves.
Speaking of which, to finally get us to fitness there, you know what I did for the first time in years?
Yes.
Calf raises?
Calf raises.
Oh,
Fuck
shit.
yeah.
I was just
Oh,
guessing.
damn.
No. But we don't have a calf raise machine in the gym, but we do have a
Squat racks.
Yes.
No, we don't have that either. Well, we do have that, but here's the stupid fucking thing: is what squat rack, 2 legs, calf raises? No, calves are strong and they need heavy weight.
Yeah.
And there's a like 6-inch high concrete curb around the perimeter of our gym.
Yes.
And I see people using that 2-legged all the time, and it's like, what the fuck is the point in that? And then at the same time, I see people in the squat rack with like 95 pounds on, just standing on their toes.
Raises,
It's like, no, you stand on the curb, you steady yourself on the wall, 1-legged calf raises. Get a deep stretch, push yourself up. That's twice as much weight.
But follow-up question to dig deeper: why the hell are you doing calf raises?
Because they're part of my program, motherfucker.
I guess
That's but where did you why? I don't even understand. There's so many questions and none of them should be answered.
If you're because if you're lifting and doing double unders and stuff and you already have big cantaloupe calves, like, what's the benefit, you know?
Right. What are you gaining from this?
Yes.
The thing I'm gaining from it is I paid $100 for a fucking program, and I'm going to follow that fucking program.
Literally
no matter
do
what.
anything else.
See, Armin, this is what happened. We pushed him through that point in the 6-week bet, and now he's become a monster of a different color.
Right.
He's just like, it says it in the program.
It's like, I cannot think for myself. I must do calf raises.
You bet your ass. And you know what?
Your calves are sore.
Sore. And
Of course they are.
In an entirely new way.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
they're sore occasionally when you do
a
double unders.
non-functional way.
In a way that literally doesn't matter.
Yes.
It matters to make my calves even. I want my calves not just to be big, but so big that it becomes a problem for people.
Yes.
A problem they have to
That it's
deal with.
off-putting.
I have
to
a
look at.
problem. I have a problem that you're talking so much about calf raises as if anyone fucking cares.
Let's change the subject. Raising calves. Veal.
Oh yeah.
You can't let those fuckers stand up.
You
It'll
can't
make
let
their
them
muscles
stand up.
too
You
tough.
want their muscles to be soft and tender, and then you bread it, a little bit of olive oil,
You bread it.
and some marinara sauce on top. Mwah. Veal parmesan, it's good.
Can we keep talking about Cliff's shanks? His
Shanks?
lower legs?
Yeah,
Sure.
You have running shoes on today.
Yes.
You're
I
in
do.
the office wearing running shoes.
I am.
but not just that. The second pair of running shoes I've seen you in the go ahead.
Show enough.
Show enough.
Here's my problem. Is you see.
Sorry, continue.
I went to buy running shoes because I need to run and I don't have running shoes.
First mistake right there.
I know, exactly. And because I am so don't give a shitty in my general approach to buying things, I just went, okay, what's a big brand? Nike running shoes. What's the really expensive ones? $150. No. What's really cheap ones? $50. No. What's ones that are like $85? Good, I'll buy those. So I bought them, not knowing really anything else. Tried them. They really didn't work for me.
Why didn't they work?
They didn't work for reasons that I didn't know at the time. But apparently, when you actually research as to what running characteristics running shoes are to have, there are characteristics.
For example, you don't want them to be made out of concrete.
Exactly. So I went on.
I feel like whatever reason that Cliff was like, oh, these running shoes don't work. Holy shit, is probably really fucking obvious, that's why he's not being specific.
No, it's not. No, it's not that obvious. It's just I ran in them several times, and it's just didn't work for me.
In what way did they not work for you?
Too big of a heel toe drop, and too soft of a cushion. So then I looked, okay, these shoes have an 8mm drop. And so when I went to investigate what actual running shoes, like what you need for them, there are all sorts of characteristics. There's the heel-to-toe drop. What millimeters are that? How soft is the thing? Is it trail versus road or track? Went and did research on all those characteristics and determined that I needed a 4mm drop and firm but responsive.
Firm but responsive.
Firm but responsive cushioning.
Like a butt.
Yep. that is what a good butt is
it's
like.
also how he describes his dick.
Yes. It's not like I was when I was 18, but it's firm and responsive, so I have nothing to complain about.
So I've acquired finally
all right,
some...
so when you're running and
Describe
you're like...
your dick using only shoe terms.
Lacy. Leathery to the touch. It has a soul.
With lots of knobs on all sides.
Endorsed by Kanye West.
Minimal.
Perfect.
It has slots for 5 toes. Okay. But how does this too extreme of a toe drop, this 8mm toe drop, and too soft? Like, how did that express itself while you were running? Was it pain or just?
No, it's not pain. It's just awkwardness. It's weird, especially since I've been using only shoes with CrossFit type functional fitness shoes or Converses, shoes with no heel and completely solid there, and been running in similar issues,
which is a terrible mistake as well.
Sure. But yeah, it turns out that I'm just so used to a 4-foot strike and not having a lot of heel to drag on that it just didn't work for my gait that I'm used to.
I have not run in a non-4-foot strike minimal shoe way in 10 years, probably. I'm not a runner, but like even when it was part of workouts, or even when I would occasionally was playing with it, I don't even know what that's like again.
Ever since the first type of CrossFit shoe came out, it's all had that really short drop. Like it's been like 3mm or 4mm, like kind of.
And I'm running in the 4-foot strike kind of a way and all of that. I've not even toyed with the idea of returning to the old ways.
Heel tone it.
Of the heel toe.
Did you guys ever do like pose like seminars or something like that?
No, but I watched one of those videos one time
and then immediately became an expert.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it is for
Didn't
most
we
CrossFit
all?
skills.
Didn't we all? So with your recent running, Armin, with your marathon, whatever the thing you did, I don't remember what it was.
It was a half marathon.
Half marathon. What was your running form?
So I actually I tried to learn how to do like pose running when that became a thing, because I came from a running background. Like I was running in high school and college. Not college, but I was running in high school.
Yeah, running after the ice cream truck.
Hey-o, that's what I was doing in college. I was running in high school, and I definitely was just like yogging with whatever form that I happened to have. And then in CrossFit, it was like, there's a better way of doing this. You can do this better. And I thought to myself, I could do this better, so let's do that better. And so I tried to learn how to pose run, and I could probably hold pose for like, I don't know, 70 meters, 85 meters at a time, and then it would just fall apart. But I kept trying to remember like the basics of it, right? Like, relaxed on the shoulders, like good posture, leaning forward with the hip and not sort of like closing the hip to bend over, not striking like heel toe, but striking in the midfoot. I always had the same problem, which was in high school I would get shin splints, a ton of fucking shin splints.
Yeah, that's what happened to me as well when I tried to start running in college, and I was pre-CrossFit heel toe thing, got horrible shin splints.
Yeah. And nowadays, like over the CrossFit running situation, my problem became really sore soleus, like sore calf muscles, because I was like pushing off of my
Daniel, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, in case you can't tell, you should probably turn Kyle's mic right back up. There we go.
Did you guys rearrange this?
Yes, I rearranged it because I had to call an audible and figure out how this worked.
We created a more optimal system for recording.
That's what I'd like to say is what happened. Anyway, so I had like
important thing is that right now, as the audience I'm sure is already aware, all of the levels are extremely blown out.
Yeah, they're all fucked up.
They are just
completely fucked up,
peaking left and right. Anyway, continue with the running thing.
Anyway,
it's okay, guys, I'm here to fix it.
So I've been running a lot in just like trying to keep better form, not necessarily any specific deal. And I did like a gait analysis with a running coach to try.
Now, is this a heel toe form or is this a
like 4 foot strike?
4 foot strike.
A 4 foot strike.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought about pretty much every single step of the way during my fucking half marathon that I ran, and that's probably what I will be thinking about during every step of the way of the half Ironman that I signed up for.
Yes,
so you're not just zoning out at any point there. It doesn't become automatic.
No, I can't zone out because during the swim I have to pay attention so I don't die.
Yeah.
And during the bike I have to pay attention so I don't die.
Yeah.
And during the run I have to pay attention so I don't die.
Okay.
I think you're overestimating the stakes here.
I think there's a good solid chance I drown.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be, just to be totally fair here, there's definitely a solid chance that I end up face first, floating by everyone as they're swimming. Bloated.
More so, and then they'll take pictures of you and then you'll be like, that's not, I swear to God I was super cut before.
Right.
But it's the water,
And it's the fact that I'm dead.
And dead,
I'm dead and in water. Yeah, those things could possibly happen.
Yep.
And I don't want them to happen. I can't hear myself anymore.
For those of you experiencing the wild variations in audio levels, it's because we just attempted to change horses midstream.
Change horses midstream.
And as I'm watching the audio waveform and what's being recorded there, it's all much, much smaller now.
Way smaller.
So
I don't know anything about
probably peaking less, probably blowing out less.
I don't know. Let's see, Daniel. What do your expert eyes say about this? We can totally cut it out later.
We're normalizing right now.
That's normal.
Yeah, that's about where we want to be.
So we were way too.
You're probably going to be pretty blown out for the beginning of this podcast.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so
Everyone,
much.
please check my Instagram feed, and you will see a video I've already posted of Armin messing with with all the audio levels. So we know who's to blame.
I will next time I won't adjust the audio levels using my penis. That was the fault, I think. The issue here was I allowed my dick to do some of the adjusting when I should have just been adjusting using
It was firm and unresponsive.
my hands.
Well, no. Your dick should always do the heavy lifting.
But to touch back on the running thing for a moment, it's weird, I haven't thought about this in years, but I remember my dad was a marathon runner, still is, and did the heel toe thing as pre-CrossFit. I bought regular ass running shoes like everyone else and just jogged, and whenever the jogging would improve, I would just suffer a lot of pain in my shins. So I went to one of those fancy running stores they have in Austin for like a gait analysis, and like some 17-year-old was like, you're pronating or something, clearly just making shit up that wasn't a thing.
They're like, you're requiring this $400 orthotic.
Exactly. Sold me more expensive shoes, and this was when I couldn't afford them. Put them on, continued running, did nothing. If anything, exacerbated the shin splints. And so then I remember having to go to a doctor as my ankles were swollen and my shins would be in pain whenever I would run. And then for what it's worth, I upon getting fitter from CrossFit, but also switching to a 4-foot running style, I was able to, for a while there, while I was significantly lighter than I am now, could just run 8 miles at the drop of a hat, no shin splints, no pain, no anything like that, and did that for a while. And so I'm kind of been dabbling, but it's just like running right now is just so fucking. It's hard. Running is hard.
Yeah, it's tiring and it's boring in a way that CrossFit workouts usually aren't boring.
I think if you're the type of person who devotes your life to like a lot of running or track and field of any kind, you're a big dumb person. A big dummy. A big stupid dummy.
Big poopy head.
A big stupid dummy.
Kyle has no respect for his father.
I didn't until he finished 31st in the CrossFit Open. Now I have to.
Us in the Open.
That's right. Then I have to.
He just ran his way there. He did not lift a single weight the entire time. It was amazing.
Nope.
So I'm curious. Actually, I was able to spot the exact shoe that you had.
Oh yeah,
Cliff,
exactly. That I was surprised by that. Yeah, okay.
because I am in the market for shoes as well.
Well, I've so far
And-
only walked in them. I haven't run in them yet.
Your glowing review?
From walking in them? They don't suck yet.
There we go.
They
All right,
don't
you
suck
hear it
yet.
here first, folks. The Saucony Kinvaras.
Kinvara 7s.
Kinvara 7s. That's an old model, by the way. They already are on the Kinvara 8s.
I know.
Oh.
You know why? Because the 8s were $120 and these were like $85.
Nice.
Bold.
That's really my only
that-
deciding thing.
That
there.
$35 difference is enough. $35 difference is enough for you to sell your souls.
I will be converting back to the Vibram 5-finger myself as a running
Yeah,
shoe.
mhm.
I once ran 13 miles in those half marathon. I did.
That's
I
that's
did do
horrifying.
that.
That is-
No, it was actually great.
There's nothing great about
It was
that.
actually it was all
You
right.
Actually,
shouldn't feel
it
good
is
about it.
weird. This might be the only way in which we were at one point in time equal in fitness. It was when me and Kyle were both way skinnier and way more into more into running there. Yeah, we did all right with that kind of shit.
What
Those
were
days
your,
are
what were your
long
10?
past.
Well, let's compare.
Yeah.
What were your
What do you
10K and half marathon
Do you think
PRs?
we actually timed any of these
No,
things?
yeah. What the fuck are you talking
Well,
about?
then what are you talking about? Equal in fitness,
That's
motherfucker.
right.
You're supposed to measure that shit.
No, we don't measure things. We just do. You know, I exist in the moment. It's a meditative process.
Mhm.
It's not about the where, but it's about the how, Armin.
All I know is you talked about running a half marathon as if you were fucking dying.
Yeah.
It
It's
was
like-
really hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when we ran half marathon, it was like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's
We're
fucking-
probably running the same speed.
That sounds about right. Sounds about right. I would guess so.
Yep.
I would guess so.
Yep, probably running the same speed.
Uh, speaking of, before we actually move on, you mentioned Vibram 5 fingers.
Yeah.
One of my buddies texted me last night and asked me, when is the last time, and I posed this question to you guys. Vibram 5 fingers, very OG CrossFit life,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
When's the last time you heard the word firebreather in reference to a good CrossFitter?
Interesting. Not in a while. That's and Amundsen made that his like brand or whatever, right?
Yeah,
Like
Firebreather Fitness.
Firebreather Fitness. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I used to hear that a lot, but not in a while. I'm less active on the forums than I was
That really,
in 2010.
that aspect of your CrossFittiness is not as highly valued now as your skill in the highly specialized discipline of Olympic weightlifting, which is mainly
Yeah.
what everyone looks at now.
Yeah, but really, did Firebreather really, was that specific to any
I think so. I
particular
think-
capacity?
yeah,
guess it was
I think so. I think that was like CrossFit.
your lungs. Yeah, your CrossFit.
That was like your Fran. Like if you had a really high, like
Yeah.
a really solid Fran time,
Yeah.
you were a firebreather.
I haven't seen this video in a while, but it was fun looking back on it. Was where they did a what is it? I think it might have been called like compressed Fran or something, where it was an experiment to see how fast theoretically Fran could go if you're like doing all the movements with a PVC pipe and shit like that. And they came to the conclusion with doing 3 different athletes by different methods there that about 2:30 is the fastest a Fran
Well,
that
of course.
was capable of being
It's
done.
the floor.
And this was done before the creation of the butterfly pull-up.
That's right.
And so they had no idea things would get so much faster. But it was literally like dude with a PVC pipe mimicking the motion of a pull-up, just doing that, and concluded that going as fast as possible, the fastest you possibly could get Fran done is about 2 minutes 30 seconds.
So it was before CrossFit figured out how to cheat at pull-ups.
Cheat even more.
Oh, cheat even more.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
this standard kip, the standard kip, the butterfly kip. Oh my God, that's something else.
Wasn't
entirely.
it so beautiful back when CrossFit was simple like that? It was like it was just you really only cared about like what do you deadlift and what's your Fran time, and
Yeah.
everything else was just this like icing on the cake. You could meet someone and basically figure out how good of a human being they were based off of their Fran time.
I think we need to create a new CrossFit programming that's just CrossFit 2009. And that's all it is. Just lifting periodically, doing short Metcons, and absolutely none of this other malarkey that they've put in there over the years.
Malarkey.
Just none of it whatsoever. No handstand walks and no mobility work ever.
No,
stretching.
absolutely unnecessary. And it's 3 on, 1 off.
Yes.
And if you're lucky, you'll deadlift like 5 times a year.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's about the right amount, honestly.
Yep. That works.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, that works for Cliff right now. But yeah, it's like that's the CrossFit I miss. It's like I don't, and everyone has to wear Vibram 5-finger shoes. It's super important. Scrunchies for your hair, as we all did back in 2010. Hypercolor shirts.
Back when handstand push-ups were nearly impossible.
Yes.
If you knew someone who could do handstand push-ups, like they were just by definition
as
the
we all
fittest
remember
person
in fucking the Nicolas Cage movie Con Air. In Con Air, when we see Nicolas Cage, he goes to prison and then he gets all super hard in prison, and he's trying to like be
firm and responsive.
And was a really impressive shot where you got gasps from the audience seeing Nick Cage in his prison cell flipping upside down and doing handstand push-ups. No one had ever seen such a thing. No one in the audience at the Tinseltown.
Well, the important thing,
Plano.
The other thing about handstand push-ups back in those days was that they looked very different. They often looked like doing a handstand, then you're bent 90 degrees at the knees with the flat of your foot against the wall, and doing them that way. I remember there was an Again Faster video where you saw, I think it was like Tony Budding and Roy McKernan doing handstand push-ups in a workout with just like backs arched, feet flopped against the wall, and that was the pinnacle of CrossFit stuff at that time. I miss that. That's much more in line with my fitness.
It was like handstand push-ups, and if you knew someone who could do double unders really well, you never met anyone. You like literally had never met anyone who could snatch 200 pounds.
Yep,
it just didn't exist. It was like, I've seen videos of someone who's snatched 200 pounds, but I've only heard of them in myth and legend.
How about this one? I'll do you one better. I remember one day it said on CrossFit main site to do. And someone will eventually fact check this and prove that I'm completely wrong, but I remember it this way. The CrossFit main site workout was to go for the heavy triple on squat. So I did a heavy triple. I got up to 320 by 3. So I was much smaller Kyle back then.
Double body weight.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, close. But I did 320 by 3 and then went onto the forums and found then fittest man alive's Graham Holmberg's triple, which was also 320 by 3, and me going like, yes, I'm getting there. I'm within striking distance of the games now. I think the gap between your average person and your fittest on earth types has gotten significantly wider since then. So
slightly.
I'm pretty sure there's no capacity on any level where I can do anything Matt Frazier can do. Yeah.
Well, now the guys who are at the top now, Matt Frazier is snatching 320. So.
Am I being recorded? That's the question.
There you go. Yeah, I think you have to speak a little bit closer and into the microphone.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can cut this part out because it's boring.
No, this is happening. It was a crazy time back when you could even recreate the games events in your own world. Like you can go to your gym and just do the CrossFit Games events.
And you didn't have to have a large circle half filled with sand push slowly down a grass field.
Right. So speaking of new things to CrossFit, I'm gonna try and stay neutral as I describe what it is we're gonna be talking about, and then we can kind of get into it. Did you guys hear about the CrossFit Bike?
I sure did, Armin.
The CrossFit Bike, for those of you who aren't aware, is a CrossFit branded bicycle.
Yes.
Which is available for sale on stuff.crossfit.com, where they sell things like CrossFit branded notepads and bottle openers.
Yep.
The CrossFit Bike is $8,000.
It's like
it can't even.
If you want to picture the CrossFit Bike, picture a bike
that's
and
worth
then pay 10 times that amount.
Yeah. Picture a bike that you can buy at your local Big Five or Academy for $800, and now pay $8,000 for it.
But here's the thing. But here's the important thing. It is optimal bike.
Right.
It's the most optimal bike you can get.
It's a lot of bike for your buck.
You're gonna get 10 times the amount of bike out of this bike.
Going for a deep cut here. Imagine if it's a bike that Gene Hackman has constructed from the movie Heist, where he is trying to hide the gold he has stolen within the frame of the bike itself.
There are literally 0 people who will get that.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Heist is one of
It's a fucking classic.
Fucking great movies. I love Heist.
Yeah,
Gave
so
away plot points from later on, but oh well.
that's fine. So basically, here's what happened. Earlier this week, CrossFit's like very quietly uploaded this video onto the journal and onto their YouTube, where Greg Glassman tours this bike manufacturing like little shop called 7 Cycles.
Yeah.
Which I can't remember where they are. They're somewhere in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Maybe they're in Madison.
Their definitional characteristic, I believe, appears to be eschewing all of the advancements of the Industrial Revolution and building bikes in a much slower, more costly way.
Yes. I mean, they still use 8-year-olds to build all of their bicycles.
Yes.
Like, Industrial Revolution be damned, you know?
I think those 8-year-olds could probably get it down to $6 grand.
Steam-powered 8-year-olds.
Steam-powered.
Basically, their claim to fame is okay. Their thing is that I wouldn't say claim to fame because I've never heard of them. So their thing is that they custom build bicycles, right? Their deal is that they custom build bikes. And that is kind of the point of the video. The point of the video is, I think it's the owner or something of this shop is basically walking Greg Glassman through the shop and saying, here's our process for custom building bicycles. And here's someone who happens to be building the CrossFit Bike. And they keep referring to the CrossFit Bike, the CrossFit Bike. And then about halfway through or 2/3 through the video, it's like 4.5 minutes long, 5 minutes long. Halfway through or 2/3 through, Greg Glassman says something along the lines of, and this is why, I always said you can develop a lot of fitness, and the bicycle is a perfectly suited tool for that endeavor. And, we wanted a bicycle that could do everything. And so we created the CrossFit Bike. And I was like, wait a second, that means this thing must actually be on sale. And when I went onto stuff.crossfit.com, I found the CrossFit Bike, and it's $8,000.
Yes.
And
wait, how much does it cost again?
It is $7,950.
Exactly.
And here's the deal. In the video, they try and sort of like pass it on as if it's a custom bike. Like you put in measurements and it's not a fucking custom bike at all. When they say custom, what they really mean is we're not building this until someone pays for it, which is actually just smart business because you don't want to just be sitting on inventory of $8,000 bikes.
The question is it a custom bike? Do you enter in any?
No,
give them any
pick
information?
small, medium, large, or extra large. Those are the customization options you have. You don't even have male or female customization options.
Yes.
So tell me, listeners. Is buying an $8,000 bike that is branded CrossFit worth it?
Daniel's pulled it up. It is, yes. You have 4 options of customization.
You don't even get to choose which gender you are.
Small, medium,
it's 2017.
large, and extra large.
Facebook has 42 options for gender, and the CrossFit Bike has none.
Now, does the gender on
this bike is transphobic?
Exactly.
But here's the thing: it's like I would be.
It's a unisex bike, as all our bikes are.
I would be willing to pay $8,000 for a bike, but if I do, I want them to measure every part of my body. Before they build that seat, I want them to measure the diameter of my asshole. And then
take a plaster cast mold, hang you upside down. Take a plaster cast mold.
Would you describe your penis as firm but responsive? I 100% agree. And my understanding is that you can buy basically the exact same bike with the same components for literally 10% of the price. And now the question is, CrossFit is obviously not dumb. They're obviously not banking on this to make them any money because who is going to buy it?
Greg Glassman literally says in the video, I mean, at the price point we're at, you could buy 10 bikes.
He actually says that. In the video. He says those words.
Yeah, he says in the video, well, I'm at the price point we're talking about. This could be someone who could buy 10 bikes. Assume he means in that issue like 10 different bikes to fit 10 different bike needs you might have. But this is one.
This is supposed to be
bike.
This is supposed to be the one bike to rule them all, and it's. I hate to break it to you, it's not.
Well, in all fairness, if you've seen a picture of the bike, it actually does look like the Megazord from Power Rangers, just assembled from 10 other bikes that have come together to fight Rita Repulsa and Gwildor, or whatever the fuck that guy's. Goldar.
Gwildor is from He-Man.
Jesus Christ. I mean, so now the question is, if CrossFit understands that no one
Woo! Why did they put the meat on these little sticks? That's a rib bone. That's another quote from Masters of the Universe.
No.
I have the power.
Also no.
from Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
Victory.
Victory. Victory. It's Dolph Lundgren in Masters of the Universe. Victory.
I only
Victory.
So why? So why the CrossFit Bike? Why the CrossFit Bike? Is it because of victory? Is it because of rib bones?
It's because of all the bike trails in Madison, Wisconsin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cliff, for saying what I was about to say. It's because of all the bike trails in Madison, Wisconsin.
So now they need to build 80 of these motherfuckers.
Now understand that, that's a very large investment.
Which is hard when you have aesthetic requirements for your welds.
There will be.
Don't forget that there used to be a CrossFit Bike, by the way.
Yeah, I remember. It was at the CrossFit Games.
2012,
it was a one-gear
the
bike.
Pendleton. It was a single speed. It was a red line mountain bike, single speed.
But the problem is
just happened to have a Rogue sticker on it.
Which was mostly was built for the purpose of comedy, just to see that one part where like they all hit sauce sand and ate shit on the bike.
It was literally a half-kilometer bike ride.
But guys, real quick. Here's a big question. If they're going to pay for a custom bike for all 80 of the individual athletes, will they pay for hotel rooms and travel for the same athletes?
Yeah, actually, let's take a poll. Would the CrossFit Games athletes rather have, on one hand, an $8,000 bicycle, or on the other hand, all of their travel and hotel costs covered going into Madison?
They're going to put that question to them, and they're going to say, well, why aren't you paying for our hotel room and travel if you can pay for this $8,000 bike? It's like, no, the $8,000 is just the retail price. The actual production cost of the bike is like $90. It's like $900. It's all about markup and overhead.
I don't think you guys understand here. The CrossFit Bike, TM, is the pinnacle in handmade bicycles. It says so right here.
Right, it's the pinnacle of handmade bicycles. Now, if you were going to be selling me an $8,000 product, you'd tell me something about it, right?
Yeah.
Go and read the product specs. Tell me anything about this bicycle that's useful.
We've got some product features. All right, so it has a straight gauge titanium frame.
Wow.
Offered in four
sizes.
Distinct sizes. No, distinct
you can customize it to one of 4 sizes.
No. We have two more points here.
Okay.
It is sold as a whole bike.
Wow. Does it come pre-assembled?
And the rims, they're tubeless.
Tubeless rims.
Wow.
That is a very short spec section.
Yes.
That spec section.
Below that we have a weight. The weight of the bike is blank.
The weight of the bike. So you don't know where the gear set is. You don't know is it a carbon fork?
Chipotle has more options for their burrito than this bike has for bike for $8,000.
That's actually literally anything. Any other marketable commodity has more options than the 4 size options available on this custom bike. Available now on shop.crossfit.com.
I had
and
more
put in the code scale as nation to get a 10% discount.
So there is a review section. It is currently blank.
Actually, that's where I'm going with this next. I don't want to incite any sort of issues onto the internet, but if someone were to go onto the review section, I would hope that what they wouldn't do is leave a wordy, sarcastic 5-star review on how an $8,000 bike changed their fitness.
Yes.
And the 10 bikes that they could have bought with that $8,000 would never have lived up to. The key is that generally when you're riding a bicycle somewhere, you actually are needing it to be able to transform from a road bike to a trail bike to a cruising bike to a beach cruiser
or
to a triathlon bike.
They could go on there and describe how it was totally worth it that each marketable attribute of the bike cost $2,000.
and if a person did this, theoretically, they would definitely not win a tote bag.
That's right. That's true. And what they should definitely not do is follow it with the hashtag ScaleAsNation on their customer review.
Definitely not. No.
Definitely not.
We don't want anyone to sully the shop.crossfit.com CrossFit Bike review section with garbage like that.
No.
But by the way, it is not an $8,000 bike. It's a $7,950 bike.
That's right. Do you know how many level 1 certifications you can get for that? you can get 7 and 0.95. Do you, as a CrossFit gym owner, you can have this option. Level 1 cert everyone at your gym who wants one, or buy yourself a titanium bike.
Or here's the, you could either buy yourself a titanium bike, obviously, or pay for CrossFit for the next 15 years of your life. Because a gym membership for a very, very long time could be taken care of with this. Yeah.
So that's the CrossFit Bike.
For $8,000, you could get a bike that has an engine in it.
No, dude, that's post-industrial revolution.
Actually, no, I have an even better idea. For $8,000, that's enough for one of those stomach staple surgeries. So you don't need to worry about, biking to lose weight.
For
there.
$8,000, you could buy a Hyundai and drive it places.
Which, by the way, Hyundais, they're much better bicycles than bicycles are.
This is true.
They're way, way better suited to a lot of terrains.
And have probably north of 8 attributes.
Yes. You know what Hyundais have? Air conditioning, windows, 4 tires, not just 2.
Not just the 2.
Yeah.
Also
those are also tubeless.
I sold.
But are they offered in 4 distinct sizes?
Yeah. No, but they might come in several colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, whereas this one is only available in brushed titanium.
Yes. What Hyundai is missing? Aesthetically pleasing welds. Still missing.
That's a good point. I always complain about the non-aesthetically pleasing Hyundai Elantra welds.
Also sold as a whole car.
So we're kind of 3 for 3.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I sold a perfectly good car that could drive well for another 100,000 miles earlier this year for $3,000. So
dude, you could have. You can
Multiple
still
cars.
not afford the CrossFit Bike.
Yep.
You could not. If there was a trade-in process, they would have looked at your old car and
could've-
said, "You still owe us $5,000. Would you like to finance that over the next 60 months?"
You could liquidate 2.5 Hyundais and then only make it to one CrossFit.
That said, we're also launching the scale is needed financing option. So for low price of $100 a month, you too can get your ass right on this customized CrossFit Bike.
Nice. We should just we'll sell the scale. We're also offering now a scale is needed bike. Basically, it's a bike. It has stenciled in spray paint onto it the Scale is Nation hashtag, and it costs $10,000.
Yes.
But it is sold as a whole bike.
It is sold as a whole bike, and you can buy that by Venmoing us $10,000.
I'm just wondering.
They're customized, so we're not building it until you pay for it.
I don't doubt that there are probably bikes that you can buy that are disgustingly more expensive than $8,000. So it exists. But what is the move here for CrossFit to have a branded bike at this price point? Is it purely to use it as a piece of games equipment, and therefore then they're offering it in retail so that people will then want to ride that wave
I think the best case scenario for me is that this is just a very expensive Dave Castro Instagram post.
Right. That's all it is. I mean, listen, even if, let's have the thought experiment.
Yeah.
I wanted to buy the fucking CrossFit Bike. Is there any information there that actually tells me, for example, which size I should be?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
No, there's nothing. Who knows? Am I a small?
No. It says here. Check out the product features tab for weight, sizing information, and additional details. And when I go over there, I get to know that its weight is ethereal, and
the weight is just colon blank. Yeah.
Yes, that is true. That is true. So it doesn't even offer the way. If I even had $8,000 of money I wanted to light on fire and thought to myself, I'd rather light this on fire and give it to CrossFit in that way. Even if I had that money to give them $8,000 for this fucking bicycle, there's literally nothing on the site that's there to support me making that purchase.
Correct.
And so, which, by the way, do they take returns? Let's say you should be a large when there's no fucking information as to what a large is. Let's say you should be a large. Do they take returns if you accidentally order a medium?
I'm clicking terms of sale here. Let's read through their agreement.
Terms of sale very long.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
But no, I'm just remarking. I bought my bringing back the running shoes there. My Saucony Kinvara 7s had pages of information on just this one fucking shoe. All the various characteristics that it had. Yeah. For an $85 shoe. So that's, what is it?
Mm-hmm. You can buy 100 pairs.
Exactly.
And you should. You should buy
100 times the price, 100th of the information.
You know what? We are also offering $8,000 scale as needed shoes.
Yes.
Why buy 100 shoes when you can buy just this one shoe that will do it all for you?
Yes, and I'm also selling used pairs of my own underwear. They still smell like me.
Because why buy underwear? Why buy 10 pairs of underwear when you can buy this one pair of underwear that's already been doing it for you?
Is that the secret to the bike? Has Sarah Sigmund's daughter sat on every one of them?
Considering none of them have been made, I don't think that's the secret.
If I could make the hole work this week, you'd be in the hole.
Rags.
Why did we all get tossed into that hole? That's good. All right. Jesus Christ. All right. So the CrossFit Bike, that's that. Someone messaged me today. This is the last fitness thing we're going to talk about because we have a lot of fucking reviews to get to.
Word.
Someone messaged me today. We have to spend the next 25 minutes on reviews. Someone messaged me today saying that they were on the Rogue site checking out the dumbbells, and they saw that Rogue's dumbbells at 80 pounds and 110 pounds are back ordered.
Okay.
And while that would not normally be an interesting piece of information, the angle here is possibly that those are weights that will be used in regionals.
Regionals. Yeah.
And
you're really on the ball on that.
No.
It's possibly those are being melted down to make all of the CrossFit bikes that people are interested in buying. So the angle is that those might be weights that are used in the regionals events, in one of the regionals events, because they're on a real dumbbell kick. Who knows?
Gotcha. So they just randomly became back ordered probably because Rogue is having to divert all of their shipments to regional competitions.
Exactly, setting all those out to the regional.
Well, it would certainly, and you said it was 80 and 120.
Yeah, 80 and 110.
No, that makes sense.
Which is close-ish, I guess.
Well, plus it would be the kind of the kind of loading you would see at regionals to try and test elite athletes. Blah 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 blah. 120. Cool. Before though, I do. If we're about to move on from fitness, this just popped into my head. So everyone knows that we discussed my rucking adventure last time.
Adventure is a good way.
My rucking adventure.
Definitely not a misadventure.
Yeah, I was just listening to Joe Rogan, and on this podcast, he says that a company called, I think he said Outdoorsman's, which is a hunting backpacking company, is building it has not for sale yet. I couldn't find it online, but a backpack frame that is loadable with Olympic weightlifting plates so that you can train for heavy backpacking trips. So I done fucked up. I need to wait for a frame that I can load with all of my Olympic lifting plates.
Josh Bridges has one of those.
Does he?
Oh. Yeah, and he runs up mountains with them.
Oh, Jesus. That sounds fantastic. Can I do it? Where can I get one?
I don't know. I've only ever seen him wearing it because I thought to myself, why does he have a contraption that has plates attached to it? And now that you're mentioning it, I imagine that's what that is.
It's like if you've wanted to walk around and feel like Eddie Hall, you can do it with this backpack
by adding 2 units of weight to your body.
2 units of weight to your body to get all the way up to the Eddie Hall 420.
And then you can go swimming. Just strap 200 pounds to your body and then go jump in the water somewhere, see what happens.
Eddie Hall made it across that 25-meter thing in like 15 seconds. Yeah. So that means if you put this backpack on, add 2 units of weight, you'll go.
If you really want to cut calories hard,
make sure to get a dive start.
Yes.
Well, that's also an old World's Strongest Man event that they
drowning.
No, it's like a backpack, but it carried bricks, and they put 100 kilos of bricks on your back, and the final event was a race for the title between this really really fat guy who was called Odie, American guy. He was in position to win it, and I believe that was Jean-Paul Sigmarsson. And it was 100 kilos of bricks in like this like metal framed backpack, and it was like a 200-meter race like around like a dirt track.
Oh wow,
it's fucked up.
That's
it was awesome. It was awesome, but it was fucked up.
That's just a knee destroyer.
I mean, didn't Franco Colombo destroy his knee on the fridge carry there a couple of years displaced from that?
Probably. I don't know. It was a crazy time back then. There was like they were doing sumo wrestling and arm wrestling, and people were like tearing pecs and tearing biceps left and right and like breaking things. And
as someone who has had even 35 to 80 pounds on their back, I cannot imagine having to try and sprint with their stakes.
100 kilos, 220 pounds. And the title of world's strongest man is on the line.
It was like prize money on the line and having to run with that shit on your back. It was just, yeah. Anyway.
That's pretty incredible. So, okay, so we have to get to these reviews because there's so fucking many of them.
How many do we have?
We are now at 82.
Well, that's about 10 more from last time.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. That is a lot. Oh, man, we are so close, you guys.
We're getting really close.
When we get to 80... when we get to 100 5-star reviews, we're 20 reviews away.
We are 20 5-star reviews away, guys.
Scale as Nation activate. If you go on and do the reviews, we can make it to the bingo, the roulette, whatever we want to call it.
Whatever.
The pre-workout.
I mean, we could also do a version where we play bingo, and whoever wins has to drink the 4 servings version.
Perfect.
That sounds terrible. All right, let's begin. From BJS1156, I'm just here for the pre-workout. 5 stars. Great podcast. Always entering.
Nice.
Yes, we are always entering.
Goddamn right.
Thank you, BJS1156. TLFD01. Insert obligatory funny title here. 5 stars. Just doing my part to promote the unsafe use of pre-workout.
That's right.
We respect you for that. Thank you very much. By Amazazing. AMAZAZZING apostrophe or exclamation point. Amazazing. Better than Barbell Shrugged. 5 stars, obviously. As a fellow CrossFitter who is fat as all hell, it's refreshing to hear from normal dudes about fitness and exercise. Also, the pop culture talk is always hilarious and timely. You should play pre-workout roulette even if you don't get 100 reviews. Your real fans want to see it. Hit me up if you're ever in San Antonio. Sounds good. We will do that.
Yes. And we are only if we never get 100 reviews.
Right, we're definitely getting
20
there.
away.
We're like,
on, guys.
By the end of the month, we will get there.
Fuck the end of the month. Listen, Scalers Nation, we can make this happen this fucking week. Just get on the fucking horn. Leave us a review. 5 stars. It's going to happen.
I've got an idea.
What's that?
I've been trying to get rid of so many of these shoes that have been sent to me.
Whoa.
Hey,
those shoes
Here
are
it
my
is.
size.
Here
Give
it
me
is.
more shoes.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I hope whoever it is, whoever wins, it wears an 11.5. But the 100th review, the 100th 5-star review.
Oh, nice.
I will reach out to you.
No, don't do that
because
because then people are going to game it. They're going to be like, they're going to sit on there. They're
going to be stuck at 99.
Yeah, we're going to be stuck at 92, and everyone's going to say like, I'm not going to put it in now because it'd be a fucking waste, and so we're never going to get there. We're not gaming shit.
All right.
The way you do it, you
I will pick a
names in
random. I will pick a
okay.
random review from one of the. Where should I stop?
1 through 100.
Better between. All right, we're putting it between 5-star review number 81 and 5-star review number 100. We are going to read all the reviews and we are going to pick our favorite, most cleverest review, and then we are going to give that person the shoes
Of all the reviews.
Of
just those last 20.
No, fuck. If you did it last week, you're shit out of luck. It's just between review 81 and 100.
Yeah, well, that means you should just make a new iTunes account and
so everyone
and make
go
a review.
everyone rush to their computer. If you can get into these next 20 slots, you have a chance.
Yes, and I will ship you a size 11.5 slightly used pair of either weightlifting shoes or CrossFit shoes that you can do whatever you want with.
Wait a minute, Armin. So you're telling me that all I have to do is put in a 5-star review, and not only am I going to get pre-workout roulette, not only am I going to get this set of combat knives, I'm also going to get a pair of an 11.5 slightly used CrossFit shoes mailed to me by Armin from Scale Is Needed.
Yes.
That's just too good to be true.
Yes.
We can't possibly have too many of these packages. They're already flying off the shelves.
Yes.
We're getting calls. The boards are lighting up, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
The boards are lighting up.
They're literally lighting up. There's a red light.
There's
it's
a red
flashing.
light. There's a green light.
All right, let's go back to the reviews.
Let's just a recap. That's pre-workout roulette, pair of shoes, two-handed broadsword. You get all of these things.
A Japanese katana.
A Japanese katana.
Okay. Speed Racer 64 says we want
the quality of these knives is unbelievable. If you can, once you hold it in your hand,
this is
you're
German steel Japanese katana here.
The German katanas were the best katanas. Everyone.
Cold German steel.
The German samurai, a little known fact, were pretty good.
Wait, what's that? What's that? I'm hearing it right now. No. You're kidding me. You're not. You're kidding me. They're gonna throw in another katana. They're gonna do. This is insane. I'm walking out upset.
A set of knives and another katana.
The value of this one katana alone is more than the entire package. But they're gonna throw in a second katana. Listen. We're gonna be out of business. The lights are gonna go off in here in a minute now. We can't pay our electric bill.
If you order now, we'll also throw in a CrossFit Bike. CrossFit Bike not included.
We're talking pre-workout roulette, 2 katanas.
This is a $7,000
and you know what?
$50 value.
You know what you can also get? I'll volunteer this now.
You volunteer as tribute. We'll send you Cliff.
Yeah. The size 14 Nike free runs that totally didn't work for me. So you can also get a size 14 lightly used pair of shoes.
If you have an overgrown human in your life, you can provide them.
You could use it to pot several large plants.
Well, no, it's really great. It's like what you do with baby shoes. You just bronze that. You put it on your shelf. It looks really nice.
And then you use it to hold your car on a steep driveway from rolling downhill.
Have you ever wanted to wear shoes over your shoes? Well, these are the shoes you can do that with.
Planning on walking on loose snow like an elf?
All right. Speed Racer 64, we want Eddie, 5 stars. Great podcast. The only thing missing is a C-level comedian talking about surfing and running track in college. That is fucked up. Eddie is at least a B-level comedian. Riley Almo says, give me my tote bag, 5 stars. Looking forward to tuning in weekly. The pre-workout podcast is cool, but I would rather see you guys have to go through an entire workout in street clothes. Yeah, well, hating myself is something I don't intend on doing.
Yes.
I don't have that many street clothes to ruin.
It's very true.
Armin does now.
I do. Now that I
Armin
have
has jeans.
some stretchy jeans.
Yes.
Anything is possible. Which, by the way, stretchy jeans I didn't pay like $250 for.
Yeah.
So that's key.
Yeah. The other thing I like that they certain, and I'm not going to name names here, brands of also overpriced CrossFit things. It's like you can buy stretchy jeans from like anybody for like $50. You don't need they don't need to be anyway. All right.
Everyone makes stretchy jeans now.
Everyone makes stretchy jeans now.
That's true.
Like literally every brand makes fitness jeans.
Yes. Jay Ravenous says CrossFit, movies, Star Wars, and hilarity. Thank you all very much for making the long nights at work much more tolerable. I have never laughed so much listening to a podcast as I have this one. You guys are smashing it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. T No says, here for the lulz, 5 stars. Been listening from day one. Perfect podcast for those who are well beyond the CrossFit honeymoon period and like to poke fun at people trying to be fit. I also thoroughly enjoy the hilarious and insightful commentary on non-fitness news and shows like Westworld and Stranger Things. Clever, sarcastic, and self-degrading. Keep it up. P.S. I do hope everyone survives a pre-workout roulette. I hope so as well,
Self-degrading. There's a big difference between self-degrading and self-deprecating. Do we really come off as that insecure that we're just like, I'm a piece of shit? Oh, God. I'm such an idiot.
By the way,
such an idiot. I'm such an idiot. Oh. Can I kiss you on the mouth? Listen,
why is that self-degradation?
If you didn't like it, I was going to take it back. This is from Boogie Nights.
Let's see. Nick P1618. Just here for the pre-workout roulette, 5 stars. Look forward to this podcast every week and laughing so hard my face hurts while driving home from my not quite elite intermediate workouts. And I really just want to see you guys chug Full Metal Jacked.
Yeah.
Also, as a paramedic in Pennsylvania, I will gladly volunteer my services in keeping your hearts actually working after the likely methamphetamine-laced pre-workout hits your system in exchange for a flight to Austin. If nothing else, an AED nearby is probably a good idea. Armin, hope you can enjoy your triple dose from the hole. Thank you, Nick. We probably will actually have to bring in some sort of medical team to make sure one of us doesn't die. Let's see. Goblin Mo Tacos, better than cereal, 5 stars. Wow, that's hard to believe, but thank you very much. Can you imagine being a tubby alcoholic CrossFitter?
I can.
I sure can.
A forgetful monotone nerd and a jiu-jitsu enthusiast who enters tournaments against blind preteens in the greater Houston area.
Am I the forgetful monotone nerd?
Who said that?
Forgettable.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
That's fucked up.
That's
Chris
fucked up,
is
man.
very, very memorable. These jabronis can. Armin hoists. More like Armin moists because my eyes are so moist from tears from these yahoos. But you promised you'd read my reviews if I gave you 5 stars. So here you go, dorks. Love it, though. My favorite podcast to make my dog listen to when she makes in the house would be better with Eddie. Who the fuck is this?
Listen, you're not going to neg us into
Goblin Otakos. Ryan Hardesty, R. Hardesty, says, oh man, it's emojis. Weightlifting emoji plus movie emoji plus
Three
three
nerd
nerds
emoji.
equals scales is needed.
Yep.
5 stars. If
That's
the
accurate.
cast of Scale is Needed were characters from Homestar Runner, Armin would be Homestar Runner, a quote-unquote terrific athlete everybody loves whose unbelievably loose grasp on the world around is only rivaled by his moments of pure brilliance. Cliff would be Strong Mad, the enormous and strong, semi-verbal, usually angry older brother of Strong Bad, who would be Kyle's character, a sarcastic prankster who is only missing boxing gloves and a red Lucha Libre mask.
Yeah.
If you like Homestar Runner, you'll love Scales Needed. Honestly,
That's a pretty good breakdown.
I kind of wish you had waited one more
I
review
know.
because you definitely would have gotten the shoes there, dude.
You would have gotten the shoes. Unfortunately, slightly too early. Too bad you were on the ball. Fuck you. Right, Hardesty.
Thank you so much, guys, for the reviews. And again, if you did not hear how this is going to work, I have so many pairs of shoes and other
Wait,
things
what's this? I'm hearing this. Wait, I'm just getting this.
from the control room.
We're gonna bump our Hardesty into contention.
Wow.
Because
wow.
he is the 21st one.
That is bold. That is
We're
bold.
bumping him into contention. So if you can give us a better review than our Hardesty, actually, I'll put out a prompt for this essay contest. Find other groups of 3 things that we are comparable to and assign identities. Armin is the this, Cliff's the that, and Kyle is the other one. So let's if you can beat the Homestar Runner,
I'm going to make my
comparison.
own review now because I totally know exactly what it should be.
Yes.
Thanks,
So
thanks for the inclusion, guys.
so
We have plenty of old pairs of shoes to give away too.
right.
That's true. That's
Yes.
true. I have so many shoes that I have yet to give away to people.
I have so many pairs of stretchy jeans I could mail to people.
And yet we only have one CrossFit Bike.
You know what I do actually have is I have a almost completely unused pair of weightlifting shoes.
That's a good point. That's a good point. It is cursed, though.
ones
The
that
100% of the time they've been used, they have
resulted in traumatic injury.
Yes, in catastrophic knee injuries. But if you're willing to take it on, it's there for you.
I have 2 pairs of one pair of weightlifting shoes and a monkey's paw that you can have.
Wait, did we all just volunteer like a CrossFit shoe, a weightlifting shoe, and a pair of running shoes
Yes, there
to
we
the
go.
winner of this
Different
thing?
sizes.
That's
yeah.
incredible.
As long as I don't have to do any work.
That's incredible. Anyway,
I'm not giving away those shoes. They're too important to me.
if you
Fuck you, Goblin Mo Tacos.
if you leave a review between now and when we get to the 100th review, we will pick our favorite review, and I will mail you a pair of shoes that are lightly used but still perfectly good to go.
We get the roulette, 2 katanas.
Yes.
2 different katanas.
2 German steel Japanese samurai
Yes.
katanas.
Katanas. Yep.
Anyway, thank you so much, folks, for listening. Really appreciate it. Kyle, your social medias?
I am at Mr. Kyle Bogart on a really sexy Instagram account. A lot of filters going on.
Clifford?
I am at Cliff Bogart, also now on Instagram, and I've posted the one time. I might post more times in the future, so that's a thing.
More posts.
And I am at Armin Hoists. If anybody is going to feel good about it, you donate to my GoFundMe for a CrossFit bike.
Dude,
I'm
we
starting
need to start a scale is needed GoFundMe for a CrossFit bike, and we buy one CrossFit bike, and then the three of us fuck around on it and shit all over it.
That's
Seriously,
happening.
This is a good idea.
That is happening right now. So keep your eyes out for the.
By the way, that in itself will be the best indictment of the CrossFit bike, because if all three of us put our effort post-workout roulette happening into a GoFundMe for a CrossFit bike, it would take years.
It would take forever for us to get one.
Years.
I am going to start a GoFundMe for a CrossFit bike right now, actually. So thank you so much, folks, for listening. Keep your eyes out for the GoFundMe, and leave that review so you can get your shoes and listen to us overdose on pre-workout. Later, folks.
Later.
Woo! And I'm so sorry for the audio quality.